Oh, hello everybody. For today, I was not having any idea about of talking. What? Hello everybody. I'm gonna repeat this introduction because it doesn't make any sense. So today, I had nothing in my mind to talk about for real, and I just wanted to make a podcast. I wanted to talk. That's it. I feel like I needed to talk. Oh, by the way, today is my birthday, and I'm 19. I guess this is my first podcast out there, but yeah, hello everybody. I'm 19 years old today, and I'm happy to be 19. No, not that happy. I just lost 19 years of my life, but still, it makes sense to me, and I'm happy about this so much. So freaking much. I'm so happy. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm kind of so excited. So I think I'm so excited to make a podcast without having any topic in mind to talk about, but still, I'm gonna make a podcast. So I'm turning 19, and this morning I was while I was washing my face and doing like kind of a skincare routine, which includes a survey. So skincare routinely, but I was just trying to do something for a better skin. I feel like my day is better when I just do first in the morning skincare. I feel like I'm so happy. I've accomplished something. If I've done that, I'm a world savior. So while I was watching my face, I was listening to a podcast, and of course, I was listening to Emma Chamberlain podcast, and she was talking about female friendship. It's not a new podcast. I've just scrolled down to her latest podcast and listened to that one. I find the title kind of interesting, so I clicked on it, and it was an interesting podcast. She's really good at that, and I thought maybe I really loved the way that she's done a podcast, and I really enjoyed that podcasts can have this way of talking. It's kind of weird. It's not gonna happen, but at the same time, I want it to happen. Is that you can't talk to a person. It's like when if someone posts a YouTube video, you can comment online of whatever happened. It comes up to your mind. It's the same thing as when you it's like when someone is making a podcast, you can make comments to the podcast by making another podcast. Does that make any sense? Is that making any sense? I hope it does. I don't know. But for me, when I was listening, it was cool. It was cool. But I just wanted to talk in a way that I just talk to whoever listens to me, and they cannot relate in some way. So for today, I don't know what's something that I could talk about, but like there is so many topics that I was writing down on my notes app. So I'm just gonna keep scrolling down till I find out something that I could talk about. Oh, there is a thing. There's a thing. I have a podcast. I have like from it's been like a long time ago that I was thinking to start making podcasts, and there is this. I started making. I would be like listening to a podcast or reading a book or just enjoying my time, and then an idea comes up to my mind about a title of a podcast and something that I find interesting to talk about. And then there is one that I think this should be today's podcast. It's kind of so interesting for me, and I really, 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 really love listening to that. It's I would love listening to some podcast with that kind of title, kind of way, I would say. So today's podcast is it's time to put down the Kleenex and pick up a mirror. It's cool, right? It's really cool. It's an interesting one, and it's an intriguing topic because the majority of the time I found like me personally, I'm always, if not always, the majority of the time, always, it's not complaining in a verbal way, but I feel like I'm self-complaining myself. Internally, I'm always complaining. It's like I'm crying. It's like, let's picture that I'm crying on my bed and like, why this is happening to me, and why this not happening to me, and why I'm making so many faults in my life. I'm just gonna having Kleenex in my hands, and I'm crying, and I'm complaining about anything and everything, but it's not in this metaphorical way, but more in it's like how can I explain this to you? It's not the way that I said. Don't imagine it as I would do it, but more of this is how I feel when I'm complaining. I feel like I want to cry, but I'm not crying because I feel like I don't have the tears, so much tears to cry to over anything that I complain over, because I complain so much internally. I complain about everything because my life is not the way that I want it, of course. This is the first thing. I mean, my life is not even a bit near whatever I want it to be. And sometimes I'm not even sure of what I want my life to be. It's kind of confusing. I'll complain about something that I don't know about, but still I need to complain about it. It's a certainty that I need to do every day, that I complain about things because I have a feeling. Right? I have a feeling that what I'm not doing or what I'm doing is not right. I have a feeling that I could do better. That's what I'm complaining. But I would say over complaining is a complex. Of course it is. I mean, over complaining over things that doesn't make any sense, and you're just over complaining over time, and it becomes a ritual and a routine that whenever you feel like you're doing nothing in your life and your life is so bad for you and you're feeling bad about your life, what to do? Just complain or just sleep or do whatever, just like forget about it. And this is why I thought this topic is so interesting for today's topic. This topic is interesting for today's podcast, sorry. It's because I'm turning 19 years old, and I feel like I just lived 1 year out of this 19 years old. And I feel like I complained so many consecutive years that I've done nothing hopeful about it. Useless complaints, that's it. And I think it's a good way to start speaking a mirror. I mean, I need to look at my reflection, and I would say in a judgmental and criticizing way, because if I don't do that, I would just keep complaining. And it's not like I would stop complaining instantly. I mean, I want to stop complaining, then I would be like, oh, let's stop complaining. Okay, let's focus on something else. Let's stop that shit. No, it's not possible. I need to focus on something else. I need to see my reflection and not like dig deep too much into my reflection. Be reasonable about it and be kind of realistic and rational, and just like be like, oh, I hate this and hate this and hate all my life, and I feel like I'm the fucked up person and I hate everything. No, this is I would say, this is an over exaggeration in order to stop mirroring yourself, so you feel so bad that you know that what you're gonna see in the mirror is not something that you'd like, so basically you're gonna overreact in order to stop looking in the mirror. This happens. I mean, that shit happens to me, and sometimes it can be it sounds irrational, but that really happens. I can't sometimes like stop looking at my I'm not talking about, real reflection, but when I try to, step out of the story, which is my life, and try to look at the events and try to read my story, I try to judgment? What? I try to judge so much every detail in the story in order for me to stop reading the story. You get this? I mean, it's kind of hard. And it's like you need to be flexible and judgmental at the same time over yourself. And not judgmental in a way that is so negative, but in a way that you can get some positive advice of that. I mean, get positive things out of this. You see what I mean? I mean, this is my first podcast, so don't judge me. I mean, you have the right to judge anything that you find on the internet in a rational way, okay? I mean, I have a long way to learn how to make podcasts and how to talk on a podcast and how to make really useful podcasts for the people out there who listens to me, but now I just want to talk. I find that like it should be a talkative moment for me, and why not share it with people that would find it useful or can just relate to it. I mean, sometimes I don't want to talk about things that happens in my life, or I don't want to just disclose some information about my life, but I do that not because I want to make famous story out there, but more of I would just want someone to relate to me and they say like, oh, I've been through that the same way that you've been through that. And it's kind of, I mean, relieving. It's a good feeling. That's what I know about. That's why I'm talking. I mean, it's still morning for me and I'm talking and didn't even drink my coffee. Didn't even take my breakfast. I just drank 2 cups of waters. Oh my goodness, 2 cups of water. That's cool. You would ask me, oh, she's taking so much time on. She wants to be like the it girl. She's drinking water. I mean, no, I really enjoy drinking water. I mean, I drink water so much. I love drinking water, and I just drank water first. I hate the sensation of my mouth when I'm not drinking water in the morning. And second, I know it's a good thing for your health, so I'm feeling more motivated to do that every day. And third, that is no third. I'm just trying to make a list. Anyway, by the way, I'm not English, and English is not my first language. It's basically my third language. So if you're listening to this podcast and you feel like I'm making so many grammar or mistakes, or I'm just saying some useless things, forgive me. I'm sorry for your ears. I'm sorry for your whole being for listening to that podcast. But I have the right to do whatever I want on the internet, since it is accessible to anyone on the internet, on the world. Basically, I have a phone and a laptop, so why not use this? And yes, English is it's not my first language. It's my third. I would make mistakes, and I want to learn from this. So that's why I'm making podcasts. I want to learn more. I want to learn more vocabulary. I would just make me listen and do so many things in my life. And wait, note this too. I'm making a podcast on my phone. I'm recording this on my phone. So professional, I know. Yes. That's it. I don't know if you find it professional now. It's not professional, of course, but this is my first podcast, and I hope that you enjoy it. Yes. Have a good day and have a lovely day. I didn't complete my podcast, by the way. I forgot that I didn't wish you a lovely day for you. So yes, sometimes you need to put down the Kleenex and pick up the mirror and see your reflection and try to see, some behavioral mistakes that you've done in your life, and you could have done something else, and just stop lamenting over not doing something else, but start focusing on the things that you can do in order to fix that thing. Sometimes you need to stop complaining or stop regretting what you do in order to fix the thing, to have the least repercussions. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm sorry, but the least consequences out of that, and the least negative consequences out of that, and you have a positive feedback. Yes, do that. And I wish you a lovely day. If you're traveling, why not a lovely trip? A bewitching night. And I'm gonna be talking to you on the next episode. I don't know when this could happen, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. I feel like I'm more motivated to make podcasts these days. This is my first podcast and I'm so motivated to make more. I feel like I'm not done talking, but this is what I'm thinking now about the topic. I didn't make any notes, so that's why I'm just talking about it. And I hope next time, whenever I'm interested in a podcast, I'm doing a podcast, I would make some notes in order to make the podcast more useful. I'm so happy that you sampled. I forgot the word. And I'm so happy that you listen to my podcast, and have a good and lovely day. Thank you. And yeah, bye. Get hydrated, okay? Bye.